What's up, YouTube? You're probably trying to figure out which one should I get. Should I get Google Home or should I get the Amazon Echo Dot? And today you're gonna find out on Fantastic Gadget! What I really like about the Amazon Echo Dot is that it's small and portable and you can take it anywhere. You can put it up in the ceiling, you can install it in your car, which is really cool because you can make it look like Kit from Knight Rider. You know, when you're out with the ladies and you want to look real cool, you just say, Alexa, play some music, and you can keep your eyes on the road. It's pretty cool. I would suggest installing it in a nice place, hide the wires. That's a real way to get some ladies. Make them think you're Kit from Knight Rider. Just gotta put little lights on the front and just be like. Another thing that's good about the Amazon Echo, it's Bluetooth compatible. You don't get that with Google Home. What that means is you can blast it out to any sound system you want, even in your ride. Alexa, play some music! And if you're not in the house, you probably got a little Bluetooth speaker system that you can play it on. And that's a big plus for me because you know what? The Google Home speaker, it's just not that good. It's okay, but the higher the volume gets, the worse it sounds. Another good thing about the Amazon Echo Dot is that it's got a small speaker built in. It's actually great for when you travel. You can use it like an alarm clock and just say, Alexa, set the alarm for 6 a.m. You know what I really hate about that though? I don't have to use a snooze bar anymore. I just say, Alexa, snooze, Alexa, snooze. I want to go back to sleep. Now, one of my favorite things about Alexa is the fact that she can turn on and off appliances. This can be a very handy seasonal tool. As you saw this Christmas, I looked very cool in front of my parents when I told them, Alexa, turn on the lights on the Christmas tree. Do you know how cool I looked in front of my parents? I've been waiting all year to do that. And look at my Christmas tree. Isn't that a cool Christmas tree? Do you see the Christmas tree? You see the snowman on top? I got a snowman. I got my own snowman. I got snowman. A lot of these things that I like about the Amazon Dot, it's just a matter of time before it comes into Google Home. The Echo just has a head start over Google, but don't worry, Google's a much larger company with much better technology that will eventually trickle down and be included in the Google Home. Because of Google Home's much higher intelligence and understanding of what I say, I find myself constantly talking to Google Home, which can lead to some very awkward situations with my wife. Hey Google, tell me about hemorrhoids.
What are you doing?
According to Mayo Clinic, swollen and inflamed veins in the rectum and anus that cause discomfort and bleeding.
Hey Google, how big is my... Something that is much better on Google Home is its music selection. One thing I do have is hooking it up to YouTube, which gives you pretty much every song ever made. You can sign up the Amazon Dot to Amazon's own ecosystem, and they have their own music service. But the selection is limited. With Google Home, once it's hooked up to YouTube, you can pretty much request any song, any remix, anything you'd find on YouTube and it'll play it. Google Home is also much better at understanding real language. You can talk to it like a human being. Now, Google Home is great for the restroom because you can sit there and have a whole conversation with it while you're taking a Hey Google, what's the weather like today?
The forecast in Austin is 32 and partly cloudy.
Hey Google, what time is it?
The time is 9:46 p.m.
Hey Google, what's in the news today?
Here's the latest news.
Hey Google, how big is my
According to the team's analysis, the average flaccid pendulous is 9.16 centimeters in length. The average erect is 13.12 centimeters long.
Hey Google, what does pendulous mean?
Pendulous, hanging down loosely.
Google has all this data that it gets from its searches and voice searches, and it's able to use that technology in Google Home much better than Amazon. Amazon is basically a shopping software platform, so the actual amount of data they have is much more limited. So it's harder for Alexa to understand a lot of things that you say. And it messes it up sometimes. One thing that's great about the Echo, and that makes life just so easy, is the ability to turn on and off lights just by walking around and talking like this. Alexa, dim the lights in the living room to 1%.
Okay.
Alexa, dim the lights in the hallway to 1%.
Okay.
And if you really want to look cool in front of all your friends, all you got to do is say, Alexa, turn on the lights in the bedroom.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa! I got a future house! What the I'll be honest with you. I find Amazon Alexa and Google Home very sexy. I even invited them to my birthday party. Sing me happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the most amazing person in the universe. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Google. Thank you, Alexa. That was so sweet. What I don't like about the Echo Dot is that when you make a search, sometimes it won't give you the answer. It'll tell you to go to the app, and then you gotta go in the app and look for it. And listen, that defeats the whole purpose. With Google Home, it says, hey, we found on Wikipedia, we found this and we found that, and it just says it right to you. It's much easier. It's exactly what you'd expect it to do. Now with Google Home, a drawback is it's a little bit tilted and only has a few microphones compared to the 9 microphones you find in the Echo Dot. So it's much harder for it to understand its wake word. Okay, Google, sometimes you gotta say it over and over again before it picks it up. With the Echo Dot, I can say it at a much lower volume from far away in another room and it generally picks it up. Both of them have a hard time when you're blaring music through them, but Alexa picks it up a lot better. So in a noisy environment like a car when you're driving, I would highly recommend the Dot over the Google Home. Another thing I like about the Echo Dot is due to its size, you can mount it up in a ceiling and have a really cool looking house with a little glowing circle, which let me tell you, the circle, I love that movie Tron, so the circle, the glowing circle looks way better than the 4 little Google Dots. The Google's a little cheesy for me. I don't particularly like it. Now, Google Home is a relatively new product, so I gotta say that I believe eventually that it is not only going to be as good as the Echo Dot, but it's gonna surpass it because of just the massive amounts of data Google has access to. Listen, it's just a matter of time before these devices are gonna control everything in our house, and we're not gonna even need our bodies anymore, and they're gonna atrophy into nothing. Alexa, open the trash can.
Okay.
Now, Google Home can also understand accents much better. My wife has a Spanish accent, and Amazon Alexa doesn't know what she's talking about half the time, but Google understands everything she says for some reason. Even my daughter, my young daughter, she'll babble something into it with a couple of words that I understand, and Google will find her Frozen song right away. Now, both of these devices support IFTT triggers, so there's a lot more you can do that outside developers have programmed into it. For example, it can find your phone for you. And what I really don't like about that, it's an IFTT IFT or whatever you want to call it command. It's got some weird, you got to ask it in an exact way, and I can never remember. Something like, Alexa, why don't you, Alexa, can you, Alexa, trigger, that's it, the word's trigger. Alexa, trigger, find my phone.
Sending that to IFT.
Now we gotta do the elusive listen for the phone ring and dance. Oh, found it. Phone battery was dead. Oh, no wonder. But anyways, on a good day, it's actually gonna ring your phone. Now, Google Home has one trick up its sleeve that Alexa still hasn't figured out. It can control your Chromecast and your TV. Now, what I don't like about the look of Google Home is it's tilted a little bit, and it's got these 4 light up dots in different colors, red, green, yellow, blue. It just looks kind of cheesy. I think Alexa looks a lot cooler and cleaner and sleeker, and I love that movie Tron, and that's what it reminds me of. It's got a fading circle that slowly encircles and just looks so cool. Now, Google Home is just fun to ask questions to, because you could ask it 100 questions and it comes up with an answer. Even if it's a weird answer, it has an answer. With Amazon Alexa, a lot of times if you ask it something in natural speech, it just says, I don't know what you're talking about. On a similar note, with Google Home, you can use conversational speech to ask it your questions, versus with Amazon Dot and Amazon Alexa, you gotta kind of ask it in a very structured manner to some extent. The best thing about these devices is you get so used to them being in your life, if they don't answer you, you get annoyed. I found myself asking Alexa questions when I'm meant to be talking to Google. I'll be talking to Google, I'm really talking to Alexa, and boy, it causes problems in the house. Now, my overall impressions, I say, is these two items are relatively cheap. I was able to get Google Home for $74 on sale. I got Amazon Alexa for $39. Not too much. If you got the money, buy them both and play with it. They're amazing technologies. They're going to be evolving constantly. I get a feeling eventually this is just the beginning. I think Google and Amazon are going to start putting their technology into third-party devices. You're already seeing this with Amazon. There's a light out there, there's a fan, there's other companies that are using Alexa technology, and I think you're going to see that maybe to a lesser extent with Google Home, but you'll start seeing car stereos and TVs. The Fire Stick has Alexa built in. And the magic is in the cloud. It's not in the hardware. So these are basically just speakers and microphone. Everything gets done up there. Let's put it this way. Amazon Alexa is beautiful. She looks good, but she's kind of a bimbo. She's kind of dumb. You know, I much prefer the smart, intelligent answers that you get from Google Home. But overall, I gotta say I really like Amazon Alexa for the reasons that I've stated. So there you have it. For portability and looks, I recommend the Amazon Echo Dot. For intelligence and understanding your questions and music, I would recommend Google Home. But if you really like listening to music, the speaker on Google Home's terrible. So get the Amazon Dot with Bluetooth technology and beam it to your speakers. Bye!